Day 3 of the Leisure A20 challenge, following an incredible run by the Ironclad yesterday. The challenge has now migrated to not only just beating the game on its hardest difficulty, but beating its game on its hardest difficulty with all 3 of its original characters. So we've got the Silent to go, and the Defect, okay? And that is what we're going to start doing from today. So it's day 3/23 for those of us that have been here from the very start. It's day 3 and we're going in with the Silent today. Yesterday, Ironclad. Let's just review quickly before we get into any form of chat, and then we'll say hello, and then we'll get into the slaying. Let's have a quick little reminder of why yesterday went so well. Ironclad, we took a risky start for a relic that allowed us to be a bit aggressive and get some good cards, but more importantly some good relics, and those were Dead Branch to replace exhausted cards, Corruption to allow us to exhaust cards, Chiron's Ashes to do damage off exhausted cards, and Snecko Eye to draw cards at different costs. And at that point we were just doing crazy things. So it was an insane amount of luck, a good amount of RNG, but you know, we piloted it very well at the end of the day. We kind of knew what we were looking for. We didn't clog the deck up with shit. We were hitting Corruption very early, and we were feeding as well for big amounts of health. I think we ended the fight with 140 HP. So we almost doubled our feed. So we were doing crazy things at times with feed. We became a big chunky Ironclad. So today, the Silent. Less HP. A little bit weak in the start. Tends to hide behind block a bit more, naturally. Does draw things and discard things. But really needs to pick whether it wants to do poison or if it wants to do dagger stuff. Okay? Welcome in, Captain. He says, how the fuck did Znicho get in here before me? Niche has been in training for Terribler, so maybe he's just a little bit fitter right now. You know, the bell went off, he reacted first. But welcome in. Glad you're here. Glad you're here to see this. Don't fall asleep if things go well today. Other things I'm thinking about right then is, if we're now committing to just swapping between the Silent and the Defect, and we have relieved the pressure on beating the game now, is that if we have unless we have an absolutely terrible first run, we may then use that time to just jump onto something else, you know, and just play something. So, for example, today I'm going to be playing DayZ later this evening. I may jump onto and just to find out which town I'm in, for example, and maybe loot up a little bit. But yeah, because now there's a bit of pressure off, opens us up to a little bit of stuff. But without further ado, let's get in it with the Silent. The Silent. Come on. Double boss, Ascension 20. We know what we're expecting. What does Nia want to give us? Random rare card. Random common relic. 15 damage seems scary as the Silent. Already a bit weak as it is. Rare relic would be nice. It's what kickstarted yesterday, but 15 damage is, for someone that doesn't heal as much as the Ironclad does, seems stupid. And I do love the Silence relic. Our boss is Hexaghost, which means we want to be it's a damage race. We need to do more damage with the Hexaghost, so it is all about damage here. Elites, there is a late elite, which is quite nice, with a rest site before it. There's also an elite here, sandwiched between 2 rest sites, which is quite nice. That could be a 2 elite path. Seems fairly reasonable. We could do 4 fights or 3 fights in an event to get there. 3 fights in an event could be nice. There is a shop then after. Maybe we get a money event. So let's go that route. To me, then, it's between the common relic or the random rare card. I'm willing to take a risk on the random rare card here. Glass knife, big damage, fantastic. Not a bad find at all. That will help us. I'll be hopping on Unwritten after FIFA, mate. So that'll be, what, round about 8:30, I imagine, by the time we've played. We can kill one here, not a problem, but then how do we defend? We defend with 2 defends and a neutralizer. Makes sense. Glass knife gets weaker every time we use it, but it will help us in early rounds. So I imagine about 8:30, be hopping on, see what we can get up to, eh? Defend through this and let our Ascender's Bane exhaust itself. 8 damage. Oh, shame we can't kill, but let's mitigate the damage whilst we can. Oh yeah. Yeah, for sure. For sure. If you want to, you know, if that's how you want to go about it, let's do it. I'd rather find, let's bump into each other. Let's RP, mate. Let's RP. I'll be in around 8:30 your time. Oh, Jesus, that's going to be late. That'll be late for me. Sneaky strike. Are we doing much damage? Slice is not bad, though. And neither is well-laid plans, but what would we hold on to right now? Slice for 3 damage is quite nice. If we can draw through it. Turn 1, though. We do draw 7 cards. I'm willing to take a 3 damage card right now. Somehow we draw almost all of our defense. But Glass Knife will be fantastic against the Cultist. Anything that gets in kind of over 10 damage for 1 cost on the Cultist, or with the Silent, is nice. Neutralize is a 3 damage attack. We take 4. Not a problem. Oh, you're RP with the fists. Have you seen there's a weather report, mate? Thunder and Lightning might be out. I'll introduce you to them today. Flex Potion, 5 Strength. Could be nice if we end up doing Shiv things. Speaking of Shiv things, there's Block and a Shiv. Not really what we want to see now. What are we looking for? We're looking at an Elite soon. Backflip is draw. We already have a slightly larger deck than most. I'm willing to take backflip. Remove a card from your deck. I'm very happy to see a defend go at this point. Very happy with that event. Jawworm comes. Let's see if we can get hold of our slice. Oh, ask and you shall receive. Glass Knife does a load of damage for us. And we'll just defend through that. Our random rare card being Glass Knife has been very helpful so far. It has made these early rounds with the Silent feel a lot more consistent. Silent can go crazy, as can all characters, but needs a little bit more time to set up. We get through this Jawworm really well. We've barely taken any damage so far. Oh. A potion is so powerful. Especially early. Getting one for every round. It's a rare card. It's just so unbelievable to see that there. I would have kind of preferred to have seen that a little bit later, because I did like that deadly poison. There is a deadly poison. It's quite a cheap deadly poison. We could get that and a remove, I think. Allows us to get some poison going. Had we taken the Shiv, we haven't had a Blade Dance, which is kind of the first card you want to take before you go get a Shiv build. Let's remove, and we'll remove a remove a strike, because slice is just as good as a strike. And then we'll get a poison card in. Smithing for sure. Now, Gremlin Orb says smith, something that does big damage. Alchemize being free could be handy, but I do think we need to prioritize damage. So Glass Knife is a great choice. Let's get in here. It's the sentries. Could do very well here. We could eat one of these alive with that flex potion, I think. 17 damage. Twice. Slice for good measure. Play the Alchemize, because why not? That gives us a block potion. Hit this one. Use the block potion. Be liberal. This is a sentry. 2 potions, knowing that we're going to be able to get a potion every fight. You never know when you're going to see cards or when you're going to be able to play cards again, especially when these sentries do just do consistent damage. Hit this one. I wouldn't mind seeing my neutralize. Hit this one to get rid of that. And let some poison go to work. That way I can whittle them both down slowly. Focus stilling on the back one, or what is now the back one. Previously was middle. Backflip. Full block here. I must say, Niche, I am liking the idea of there being a race event. I said, do you need to just get someone involved on... Ooh. What is this gonna do? So that 8 would take him down to 25. I don't kill him. This doesn't kill him. But he dies next turn. I do take 10. You know, naturally, that is a mod available on PC. Yeah, and that's exact that, and that was the first one they did. They modded it so that backflip did a backflip. There's an argument saying I can play all of this, that I actually focus some damage here. Here we go. We've got lethal here, so we just say goodbye, goodbye. Come out of there with over half health is not bad. Not bad at all. 35 gold. Mummified hand. So if I play a power, it makes a random card in my hand cost 0. We had that one yesterday. Here we go, though. Speaking of a power, Noxious Fumes could work really well. We've just got some poison. Let's get some poison down. And whilst we're here, what about making Alchemize free? Making it a guaranteed play every fight. I feel with the life we've got, we're fine. Small chest. Or a Calcin? Yes. I think that'd be fantastic for us. We take a double fight here. Alchemize comes in at a good time. Ooh. Definitely neutralize at the back. And we say, what about a dexterity potion for almost full block? This is very good. This will... This thing will want to get away. So So let's focus down here. Taking just one, there's an argument to say I could have not played the backflip, but it got me the glass knife to do the damage. Slice is here. Slice will allow this one to die. I defend like a fool because Orichalcum would have done more block. One more. So we take one more damage than it needs to be done. Welcome in, Pop. Welcome in. I'll get back to you after this fight. Put some thought into what we're doing. With our Dex potion, though, we can block for a little bit more than the Orichalcum does. Glass knife turns up. Glass knife ends the fight. We get a replacement potion. Insane. Setup is a good card. It's 0 cost when upgraded. Put a card from your hand on top of your draw pile. So what would we put on? Nothing here is huge cost right now. Nothing being huge cost says maybe go get... Do we like Flying Knee? I don't think so. Playing more cards for 0 cost could be a good thing. Let's take this. Welcome in, Pop. You've been a good man, I see. Been out doing some good work. Paying ahead, as I would say. Well done. Always good to be kind. I believe it will pay back. It's rare that people... What do you mean we go brazy tonight? Eh? Are we getting in for this shop? 50 gold says no, Les. 50 gold says you ain't got the money. 31 life before an elite says heal and consider what we can upgrade after if we do well. We do have 2 potions. Gremlin Knob. Let's have a look here. Definitely want to get that poison down. The neutralize next turn could be quite nice. So what about backflip now? Deadly poison for just some damage. Noxious fumes is just too slow to do anything. So I want to get this. I do want to get this down. He's going to hit me next turn, so I do want to get set up on the top played, but at the sake of 6 damage. Let's go. No. And in that case, we play it now for the extra damage. Gremlin and Rot. Yeah, Gremlin and Knob, mate. Literally, Gremlin and Knob. Look. The Gremlin Knob. You read it here right, mate. You read it here right. Get in there with Glass Knife and strike. Pop says, on the real though, is this game more of like luck of what you draw, or is it more of like knowing how to use it effectively at what you draw? Okay, so it's absolutely luck on the basis that we don't know like what we're going to draw, and we don't know what... There's an RNG element. We don't know what cards we're going to get offered. We don't know what we're going to draw. We don't know what's going to be in the shop. We don't know what relics we're going to get. Nothing is guaranteed. So there's an element of luck there. There's an element of skill in selecting cards that you want to go to synergize with cards that you've got, and then how to get through that, manage your energy and your draw. There's definitely skill, but there's definitely luck, for sure. I said it yesterday was an example of like all of that coming together. Like, yes, I played all right, but I also got incredibly lucky with a certain number of the relics I got that synergized so well to what the Ironclad did. I like the idea of keeping that Thorns, so I'm going to use the Dex potion now. Or do we... Does it make sense to play Alchemize or just stay here? I think just not piss the guy off any more than is necessary. Orichalcum does some little block, which is like actually really welcome. Then we can neutralize them for another 24. We don't get lethal here, but we can, if we deadly poison, we should be fine next turn if we don't, and we can just actually block through that. I'm pretty sure we got it confirmed. There we go. All skill, Les, says Pop. I appreciate that, boss. I appreciate the trust, but no, there is a bit. It's a shame you don't get a reward. I believe on PC there's like a mod which was like also agreed, probably should have been part of the game or something, that if you play Alchemize when you've already got 2 potions, you get the artifact instead. Catalyst. Come here. In for a fight. Now we're looking at Catalyst and our poison cards as an option, aren't we? Defend. Defend. Slice. Like, does it work? No. And glass knife. We'll take this moment for a quick little G-fueling. Throw up a little bit of block. Send out a neutralize for the guaranteed. May as well full block, knowing that he can only hit for 10. We've got some damage coming. We'll get through this fight, and we'll have to take a heal going into Hexaghost. Would make sense. We have full block. Through... Yes. 1 strike next turn, and we get this slaver out of here. But how is everyone in chat? How is Thursday treating you? Any news with anyone? Another slice. I'm not taking it, but another slice. I don't know, it just feels, slice feels like it's doing stuff right now. But we'll go in and we'll, and do we go catalyst for the, that would be triple. I feel like we rest. We play smart, we rest here. Darkstone Periat we got here, useless unless we get a curse. Does nothing. Glad to hear that you're doing well. Let's get in for this. We're definitely going to go Liquid Thorns. Get some of that up there. That allows for an Entropic Brew. Brilliant. Noxious Fumes. Let's do some setup. And throw out some strikes. Yeah, I mean, of course I'm going to ignore that you're pregnant. Do you know what I mean? Like, come on. I don't know why you're expecting me to entertain your foolery sometimes. Like, do you know what I mean? Defend, defend. Nothing to set up, but that setup was a take now. Hopefully it pays back in the future. We're getting ahead on the damage. But my Thursday's been good. Did a bit of work this morning. Well, a fair bit of work. Tying up a load of, like, kind of loose ends on a job. Keep having to make small changes. And then... here we are. But yeah, no, good day so far. What do? We strike. Just defend. Is he going to come with like a double next turn? So let's play that. Could have used the Orichalcum to do the block. I'm allowed to do my dip a day from... I'm allowed to resume it because I put it on hold because of I got a tattoo. I got a fairly decent tattoo on my... If I say so myself. You can get rid of the burn. Look at that. Look at the combo effect. Which stopped me from going in the sea or any form of swimming. And then that is allowed. Well, I got that done on Saturday. I'm allowed to go back in the sea on this coming Saturday. So it will be being resumed. Let's double this poison. Slice. And I think we probably, rather than waste that on a blocking enemy, I think we do just defend. So Dip a Day will be continuing from... I'm away this weekend. So from Monday onwards. As in a Guardians of the Galaxy tattoo. I like the sound of that. That could be quite fun. Full leg. Well, yeah, that is the thing. So I plan on getting the whole of one of my thighs covered. Ooh. Not going well here. 36 incoming. First of all, get rid of that. Should have Dex potioned, but we have to Entropic Brew. See what we get. Oh, my days. Distilled Chaos. Does nothing for us. Look at that. The Silent goes down in 28 minutes. That could be really cool. But I can't imagine, yeah, getting a lot in then. Half sleeve. What arm pop? Is it arm? Is it leg? I said I'm working on my left thigh. This was a big, like I kind of took up a sizable chunk on the back of my thigh. But yeah, they do get pricey when you start getting them up. But the Silent goes down at 20, you know, like a 28-minute run. Very poor from the Silent. But that'll be it for today's run.